morning and welcome back. Mr. Parker here live for today's episode of School Psychology, the Talk Show. We have an amazing episode today. We have the awesome band from Colorado, Ms.Nomer, and our special guest today is Dr. Radha Modgil, and I can't wait to tell you all about her. But first, I want to talk about what our trait or our special word is today, and it is kindness. What is kindness? You know, being kind or being nice or just helping other people. Kind of like we learned last week, even when nobody's watching. So I'm going to give you some examples of kindness today. And I know Dr. Modgil has some more examples for us, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. But kindness can be saying good morning to people, our friends, or people we don't even know, telling people to have a great day, sharing. It's a really cool thing, and honestly, it doesn't even take a lot of effort. A couple of ways to practice kindness at home would be just saying please and thank you when you're asking for things. It could be waving to your neighbor in the morning or anybody you see at school. A kindness project I've been doing is this talk show. I've been bringing amazing people from all around the world to you. And I'm so happy I get to share their ideas and their thoughts and all the things they're doing with you. And those people are being equally kind to come all the way onto this virtual show. And I'm so grateful for that. Kindness is so important because it makes us feel good. You'll notice when you're kind, you smile, it feels good inside, and other people feel good about it too. So let's talk about our first guest today. We have a practicing family doctor from England. She's been on a ton of TV shows on the BBC, which is like probably the coolest TV station over in England. And she's also a radio host and podcast host on BBC Radio 1. You can check it out, and I'll have the links below. She is a hopeful problem solver. She is the wonderful, she is the amazing Dr. Radha Modgil. Please welcome Dr. Modgil. Dr. Modgil, thank you so much for joining us all the way from England. Welcome.
Hi Adam, hi everyone watching. It's so lovely to connect with you from the UK across all that water and land.
I know, and it's like probably nighttime. You're probably eating dinner right now, so thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. I've got dinner coming up very soon, but I wanted to do this, so I'm postponing it.
All right, well, if you get too hungry, take a snack, but thank you again for being here.
My pleasure.
So I talked a little bit about who you are, but I'm hoping you can tell everybody at home more about all the awesome things you've been involved in lately and ever.
Oh yeah, so I'm a family doctor, GP in the UK, and I'm really interested in helping people feel good, feel better, and I love sharing people's stories. So I got into doing some TV and radio. So I do a show on BBC Radio 1, which is every week, and that's for teenagers and young people to talk about problems so they can help each other. I've also done some TV for children's BBC over here, and CBeebies, which is the channel for younger children. And I was really honoured to do a show called Feeling Better on that, where I was living in a house with two an amazing brother and sister, puppets actually, and we talked about our feelings and our emotions, and we sang songs and we helped each other with our feelings. So very much the kind of thing that you've been doing, which is so fantastic.
Thank you for saying that, telling us. Our viewers know a lot about puppets. We've had a puppet from England on the show actually named Google a couple episodes ago. And
I love that.
My students know some of my puppets that I've used. So that's so cool. You got to live with puppets and have this whole show with them.
It was the best thing ever, honestly. So yeah, we did 25 different episodes with Ben and Bria. That was their names. And yeah, I got to live in the house with them, and we chatted about what had happened to them in their day, how they were feeling. Sometimes they were feeling sad, feeling angry, feeling confused, and we basically just worked that through with them, chatted to children about how they would feel, and then we sang some songs, and at the end they always felt better, which was the whole purpose of the show.
Amazing. That sounds so wonderful. As you bring up feelings, our topic today is kindness. And I was just saying, when I do kind things for other people, it makes me feel pretty happy. And so
Mm.
I'm wondering, talk to us about kindness. What does it mean for you?
Yeah, so kindness for me is the most important thing I think we can do for other people, but also for ourselves. So I think I see kindness like a little thread that sews together lots of different pieces of material. So when we're kind to each other, it's like we're those little pieces of material, and we all get brought together and connected, so we're a bit more solid and a bit more together. So kindness for me is the most important thing I think we can do. And actually the good news is that it's really simple to do. So it's something that we can do every day. We can do lots of times every day. And actually also we can actually receive kindness from other people every day as well. So it might be something really simple like smiling at someone, or it might be asking them how they are, for example, or making them a drink, or sharing your crisps. They can be really, really simple things. And that's the power of kindness, is that actually it's not complicated. It's actually just about us thinking, if I was that other person, what would I need right now? That's all it is.
So kindness, it's not like this big complex thing. It's as simple as good morning, and that brings us closer together.
Absolutely, which is why it's so amazing, because sometimes we feel like to make a difference we have to do a big thing, it has to be huge, but actually it's the opposite. It can be those tiny little small things, like you were saying, Adam, like waving to someone, saying how are you, all those kind of things, offering to do something for someone, like posting a letter for them, for example. Really simple things.
That's wonderful. So kindness is really easy and it makes us feel great and it makes everybody feel great.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the great thing about it. It's contagious. So other people feel good. We feel good for being kind. And actually, the other thing I think is really important to think about is not just being kind to other people, but how we can be kind to ourselves, because we also need to be kind to us so we can give kindness out to other people. So saying nice things about yourself, you know, when you look in the mirror, saying something positive and something lovely to yourself when you're looking in the mirror, for example, they're all really good things to help you be kind to yourself, which is also really important.
We've read a book in the past about filling people's bucket up with kind thoughts and kind feelings. And I think that's something we forget to talk about, is filling our own bucket up too. And so
Mm.
you talked about looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself kind things. So is self-talk, talking in our head, a great way to fill our own bucket and to make ourselves have kindness for ourselves?
I think it's a great way, like you say, self-talk. So imagine how you would want to speak to one of your friends. You need to speak like that to yourself, because you are just as valuable as your friend. And actually, when we say nice things to ourselves, it really helps us feel more confident, like we can do anything. And really importantly, it helps us trust ourselves, that we can look after ourselves. If we're feeling a bit sad or a bit lonely, we can help ourselves, because we are always with ourselves. We're never going to be without ourselves. So, to be a kind and constant friend to yourself is so, so important. And it means that we can then give that kindness out to other people because we feel good ourselves.
Yeah, and I think we've been with ourselves a lot these last couple months.
Yeah.
Kindness is so important. I love hearing you say that. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about, you're not in the USA where this show is filmed, and tell us a little bit about what it's like over in England right now, and maybe how people are being kind, or how kindness is important right
Yeah, so over in the UK, just like over there and in the rest of the world, it's been a difficult year. But one of the positives that has come out of it is that we have now become much more focused on the importance of being kind. So over here in the UK, there have been lots of examples of people helping each other out in their neighbourhood, people doing things for other people, people just taking care of strangers that they don't even know, especially our healthcare workers, obviously, and the people who are working in the front line. But just more generally, there's a lot more talk and focus and attention on the importance of kindness and community, which I think is a real positive to come out of this. So we are working hard in the UK to be kind to each other.
Great. And I heard you say something really interesting. When I was thinking about kindness, I thought, okay, I can be kind to myself, I can be kind to my friends, but we can be kind to strangers too?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, there's been, I think, some evidence that when you're kind to a stranger, you can actually feel even more good than when you're kind to someone you know, which is interesting. Um, and I think that's what's also really powerful, is that we think of people as being strangers because we don't know them. And that's obviously true in one way. But having said that, we're all humans on the same planet. And actually, we all need to work together to help the world become better, become kinder. So when we are kind to someone we don't know, that thread I was talking about before, that seems like a new thread, like there's a new thread that connects a new bit of material. And in that way, that blanket that we're sewing, if you like, actually gets stronger and gets bigger. And it helps all those other little bits of material, the other people in the world, feel better and stronger when there are more people attached. So I think kindness to strangers is so important. And earlier this year, when the food was a bit low in the UK, I was trying to get some milk for my mum and dad. I went to the local garage, the petrol station, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed." And I said, "Oh, that's okay. I was just looking for some milk for my mum and dad." And the man there, I didn't know him. I'd never met him before. But he said to me, "Don't worry, wait a minute." And he went all the way to the back of a truck that was delivering the food, found a bit of milk and brought it all the way to my car. And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's so kind of you. How can I pay you?" He said, "Listen to me, don't worry about it. I trust you. You can come back and pay." And I almost cried because the power of a stranger showing me kindness and going to all that effort, it really made me feel emotional and it made me feel really good. And so what I did was, about 3 weeks later, I wrote a little card, thank you card, and I took some chocolates and I delivered it to say thank you to that person.
Amazing. And I bet that felt really good for that person too.
Exactly.
Kindness is just so contagious. And I think it's so great to hear that story. And as much negativity has come out of the last few months, I do think a lot of positive things have come out too. And I like your thoughts of that knitting together our closeness. I think that's so important. To how can we be closer together? How can we be kind? And we're not really all strangers. We're all creatures on this earth.
Exactly. And we all have the same feelings as well. So although people might seem different, look different, act different, actually underneath it all, we all have the same feelings and we all have the same worries and fears. And we all want the same thing, which is kindness and to feel loved and looked after. And so just like I'm a big fan of comfortable blankets, soft blankets. So, when we knit all those bits of material, people together with kindness, and the whole world, I feel like it's covered in that lovely blanket of safety and warmth where we can all feel safe together. So that's why I love kindness.
Wonderful. I love that. Well, do you have any ideas for our viewers at home of how they can be kind? I know you've said, it's as easy as writing a note or waving or, giving someone chocolate. Do you have any other ideas?
Yeah, so I would say that think of kindness as actions. So you can talk kindness by saying hello or how are you. You can do kindness by doing an action like making someone a drink or offering to do something for them, like, I don't know, cleaning the kitchen sink, stacking the dishwasher. Or you can write kindness. So you might want to write a letter or an email or send a text message. So I would think about all the different ways that you can show kindness in action, in a doing word. And maybe in one day, try and maybe speak kindness do kindness and write kindness. Do one of those each day and see how you get on.
Great. So speak, write, and do kindness every day.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. And so you have your podcast is once a week on BBC Radio.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And we'll have the link for everyone to tune in, because you're just such an amazing person, an amazing speaker, and I know all of our viewers will really enjoy it.
Oh, thank you, Ada. So lovely to chat to you. And I'm sending all my love to everyone there who's watching. And just to say, you're all incredible, you're all amazing. So yeah, just be kind to yourselves as well as other people.
Thank you so much. And thanks for postponing dinner for us, joining us. I'm sure we'll see you on our show sometime soon, okay?
I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Dr. Modgil giving us some great advice on how to be kind. I really liked her thoughts on we're all in this together, and when we do kindness to other people, it brings us closer. She's so right. And I think we forget about that sometimes, that we are actually all going through similar things. And just being kind isn't hard. The other day I was in line and somebody paid for my drink right before I got there. And they didn't know me and they didn't have to do that. And that just felt so good. And then I paid for the person behind me's meal. And it was just like this train of kindness. The person in front of me gave me kindness. I gave the next person kindness. Kindness just feels really good, and I hope you'll give it a try. So our next segment is going to take us to our good friend, Weatherman Teddy. Teddy, I bet you got a lot to say for us today. Teddy?
It's super hot!
Thanks, Teddy. Lots of words, as always. Our next segment is our kids segment. I love this part of the show. Today we have Dante and Miles telling us about their favorite books. Let's see what they are.
Thanks, Mr. Parker. I'm Dante, and my favorite book is this, by Mo Willems. I'm Miles. This is my favorite book. Back to you! Back to you!
Amazing books. I love both of those books, and I hope that we can read them together sometime. Thanks, Dante. Thanks, Miles. The next part of our show brings us to our musical guests. And our musical guest today is a groovy band from Colorado called Ms.Nomer. These guys can really play their instruments, and I hope you enjoy their new tune, Automation Man. Enjoy Ms.Nomer. That tune was really good. Thanks, Ms.Nomer. So our show today was all about kindness. And kindness can look like many different things. It could be sharing some food or snack. It could be waving to somebody. It could just be talking to somebody. I've had a lot of people in my life show me kindness just by picking up the phone and calling, or just by sending me a little message that says, "Hope you're having a good day, thinking about you." Kindness is really easy to do, and the feelings it gives us inside of happiness and just feeling good are so important. For homework, I want you to think about how you can practice kindness. How can you show some people that you care about them? Maybe they're people you've never met, and it's donating your toys to a toy drive. Or maybe it's people you see all the time, like your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad. And you could just leave them a little note, or give them a hug, or just do something to show them kindness. So I hope you've had a good time on our show today. A big thank you to Dr. Modgil. A big thank you to Ms.Nomer and Miles and Dante, and of course, Weatherman Teddy. And I will see you next week. Bye! So how are you feeling?